Today I'm going to do a rebuild on this front shocks. Welcome to StreetSpecRC. These are TRF Shocks and were used for 10 sessions. When rebuilding shocks, I usually start off with the shock mounts. I have to make sure that it's not damaged, there are no wear, and all I need to do is polish it using a metal polish compound. This process will ensure that there will be no friction points in these areas. Once I'm satisfied, I can just put back the Tamiya dust covers. This is also a good time to check if your suspension is moving freely and does not have any binding. Dust and grime can accelerate wear and tear. That's why I also clean the shock ends. I just use a neutral cleaner and a paper towel to clean the cavities of the shock ends. Disassembling the shocks is not that hard. I usually start off by removing the springs and the retainers. At this point, you can now check the damping action. It is still smooth, but I can feel that there's a lack of oil inside. Removing the shock caps will let me drain the oil. I also check the condition of the bladders and replace them if they're damaged. The old shock oil is no longer clear and needs to be replaced. To clean and service the shock seals, I have to remove the shock ends. With the shock ends removed, I can now push out the shock piston. I use brake cleaner to clean the threads of the shock ends. I also clean the spring retainers, but it's not really necessary. Now what's left is the shock seal and the shock guide. Just be careful not to lose those small parts. Once everything is clean, I can start reassembling the shocks, starting with the shock seals and shock guides. It is important to put it back together in order. I'll be using 35 weight oil, which I bought online for half the price. When this package arrived, it was sealed with foil. With a smaller nozzle, I was able to drop in the silicone oil cleanly. I noticed right away that there are too many bubble formations while pumping the piston. I can also feel more resistance. It's as if I'm using a 50 weight oil. After letting it settle for a few minutes, this is how it looks like. More bubbles. Looks like a dishwashing liquid. Now I have to clean the internals again. just buy your silicone oil from your local hobby shop. At the left is the silicone oil I bought from the local hobby shop. It's for differentials. And on the right is the one that I bought online for half the price. Colors are the same, but the nozzles are different. The Lucas Oil logo is not centered. The text under the barcode are different as well. So let's just continue to rebuild the shocks. I placed the bump stop before, but I'm going to replace it with the better O-ring. I also make sure that there are no contaminants on the threads. It should be smooth with minimal drag. For now, I'll be using this 350 CST oil that came from my X-ray touring car. Legit silicone oil should be clear and consistent. I'm going to let it settle for a few minutes. Make sure that there are no bubbles by pumping the piston up and down. I usually push the pistons up before I cover it with the bladder. Next is the foam, and then the shock cap. Tighten the shock cap and remove the excess oil. At this point, I can now check the rebound. Since I'm satisfied with the rebound, I can just reassemble the shocks by putting in the spring and the spring retainer. Now it's ready to be installed back to the vehicle. Thanks for watching StreetSpecRC.